Hello, everyone. So I was just listening to some of Saint Terence McKenna and thinking about Saint Alan Watts at the same time. You're thinking, Saint Terence McKenna and Saint Alan Watts? What do you mean, Devin? Why are you calling Alan Watts and Terence McKenna saints? They're like the opposite of Christian saints or theologians. They didn't talk about Christian theology. They talked heresy. Well, you see, that's where you'd be wrong. It's actually rather silly to assume that the perspectives of the people around you in your contemporary time are the perspectives that will be the historical perspectives. So many of the Christian saints, Christian theologians, church fathers that we study to form our foundational understanding of Christian dogma, those people were probably considered heretical, disagreed with, probably very, very isolated in their own time. I mean, these people went out into the woods to be alone. That's what we know about the Desert Fathers, is they went out into the desert to be away from other people, probably because the other people were, let's say, not capable of nuanced thought. Like, I don't know, maybe you've met some people in the modern world who aren't capable of nuanced thought. Well, I think that's a pretty old phenomenon. So we look at Alan Watts, we look at Terence McKenna, and like, why are they Christian theologians and Christian mystics and Christian saints? Why do I say Christian? Why not just mystics, theologians, or saints? Well, because they speak English, they come from a Christian background. Alan Watts was like very formally Christian educated, just only really talks about Christianity, wrote a book, The Two Hands of God. Like, he just talks about Christianity, he talks about the saints. Like, he's just a Christian mystic and saint in the tradition of the other Christians and mystics and saints that he cites in all of his writings and lectures. Now, someone could say, well, and I thought this at points in time too, like, well, no, like, that's not Christian thought because it disagrees with what people say is Christian thought. But no, but here's the thing. Whatever everyone now says Christian thought isn't going to be Christian thought in 500 years, because these people are silly and they don't write things down. They don't write books. So no one's going to know what all the lunatics today think. Maybe they will. I mean, there are some like lunatics, like Orthodoxy and the Religion of the Future by Saint, or not Saint. He's who knows? Can't go saying who's a saint and who's not. I don't know what people's relationship with God is, but I will say he's a lunatic and that everything he said is crazy and made no sense, and it's not very helpful to read him. That's Seraphim Rose, Father Seraphim Rose. He is a lunatic, complete lunatic. People will probably not read his book in hundreds of years because it's just horrible. I mean, but there's a lot of books out there that are like really bad. Like Unseen Warfare is another one. Like that one it's horrible. It's just a horrible book. I feel bad for anyone who's read it, but there's also a lot of really great books like Gregory of Nyssa, Saint Athenasius on the Incarnation of the Word of God, which I actually first heard about from Alan Watts. Alan Watts is the first person that told me that God became man so that man might become God. Pretty much all my a lot of the theology that converted me to Christianity came from Alan Watts. And he's got his books that are amazing. And in hundreds of years, thousands of years, when people no longer speak English, true, because you have to consider that people speak English right now. We're all speaking English. People in the past and at other points in time didn't speak English. They spoke other languages. So you're going to be grouped in with everyone who spoke English and everyone who's descended from Christendom culture. So like all these people, these like edgy atheists, like, I'm an atheist. Like, no, you're just a bad Christian who is uninformed as to the origins of his worldview, because even your cosmology itself is Christian in more ways than you can understand, because that religion also influenced the creation of the language you use to talk about the world. Christianity is older than the English language. Christianity influenced the English language. You could almost say English is the most Christian language because it's the language that has been the most influenced by Christendom. So I'm speaking the tongue of Christ. Like I'm speaking like, that's what they'll call it in 2,000 years. They'll call this the Christian language, the Christian English, the people who speak Christian English that is inextricably embedded with Christian worldview. And of those people, there'll be people who are atheists that no one reads, and then there'll be Alan Watts and Terence McKenna and these other Christian mystic saints and theologians who will be denoted as Christian mystics and saints. Well, they'll be saints because what they said is accurate because they're smart people, and they will be recognized as Christian because they just talk about Christianity and the themes of Christianity in the language that was formed by Christianity. So, going around a lot with this, and this talk, this is for you Terence and Alan Watts fans out there, because I know you guys have the intellect and attention span to actually handle this idea-wise. I want to make videos for, and I am making videos, and I will continue to make videos for the more intelligent people on YouTube. Finding my voice. I found my voice. I know who I'm talking to and what I'm talking to them about. And I feel like I am continuing the spirit of Alan Watts and Terence McKenna. I literally feel like there's a spirit Alan Watts had, and then he passed it on to Terence McKenna. And now, God willing, I've picked up that spirit. Maybe there's some intermediaries, but at least I'm picking it up. You know, I'm like carrying that cross with Terence and with Alan Watts because I love them. I listen to Terence McKenna talk, and his courage to talk about God in the first person, talk about his personal experience with what he believes might be God, and to tell people like a real, like, he doesn't hide. He's not a coward. Like these people, who am I talking about? I don't know. Like, let's just be specific. So the Russian Orthodox Church, I'll just be really specific about like an actual group of people. And, should I call out specific people on YouTube? I'll call out Spirit on Bailey. He's got a YouTube channel. I'll call up someone else who's on YouTube because I don't really want to throw shots at people who aren't in the public sphere. It's just not fair. The same, I'm not gonna go trash someone on YouTube if they're not on YouTube and there's no reason to. But Spirit on Bailey, like this dude, he's a really fat guy. So he's fat and he's got a big beard and he calls himself a name that he wasn't given at birth, Spirit on. And he gives people advice, not weight loss advice, because he's really, really fat. He's probably got a messed up gut microbiome that would probably be fixed if he actually fasted, like did a real fast, like not eating food. So I got a gripe to pick with the Russian Orthodox Church, and a lot of people within Orthodoxy. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Y'all people talking about pseudo-veganism, this Orthodox fasting schedule, Wednesday, Friday, Lent, whatever, all this stuff. I don't do any of it because it's nuts. I tried it. I did do it for a period of time. And then through prayer, that fasting's supposed to bring on, I recognized that it was absolutely insane. It's not even fasting, it's veganism. You just don't eat meat. Which is good for people who are carbo types, but bad for protein types. And these lunatics have made this into a religious thing. And they tell people that this is Orthodox Christianity. They're insane. I'm actually going to go make another video on how nuts they are. Tune in to see that one.